What's going on, guys? It's CJ, and this time I'm talking about quests at Periphery. So we're not going to do your generic sort of quests. We are going to try our best to link different quests together. So you may finish one quest, but that opens up another quest, and if you want to choose to continue on, you can. But we're trying our best to sort of make a massive web of different quests for our first alpha test or beta test. I don't know what we're calling it, but whatever. So our next test game is going to have quests at it. It's not going to be a large group of people, so some of the quests that you would usually want to involve big groups with, we're avoiding. So that's killing like monsters and things like that. Obviously we will have our NPC and enemy monsters to hunt, but we're mainly focusing on quests that are sort of easy enough to do by yourself or with a small group. So some of the quests that I've come up with, I feel like are pretty easy to manage, and I think that's a big part about creating a quest. So these are just 5 tips from me to create your own little quest within LarP events. So tip number 1 is keep it simple. If you try and make your quest really complex, either people aren't going to bother reading the material it requires, or they're just not going to be interested and they're just going to want to finish it. So how I see that is when you play games and someone comes up with a little text at the bottom and you just keep spamming, skipping it all, it's going to end up like that. So if you keep it simple, people fill the gaps in themselves and create their own stories. So you may have 2 people doing the same quest that interpret everything in completely different ways. So tip number 1, keep it simple. Tip number 2, I would have to say, is make sure that there's no way to break it. So if you create a quest, say your generic World of Warcraft quest, oh, I left a book over here, can you go and get it? Make sure that there's no way for people to sort of manipulate it and double up the item or something like that. So if you create a quest where it's a book and someone just comes back with any book, you're not going to have the wrong person say, yep, thank you for bringing it back, and then they do it again and make 10 gold every time. So you need to make sure that there's the fail safes. So with some of the quests that I've come up with, I'm doing it as per person. So once you bring it back, I'm going to jot down your name and your warband. So you might find some people deliberately go out of their way to make your quest sort of bust in some way, and you need to think as long and hard as you can about how you would screw that quest up if you had the opportunity, and then plug those holes. So tip 2 is whatever I just said. Tip number 3 is keep it as a small group of people involved. The more people that know about your quest, the more likely you're going to have issues where the storyline gets exposed, and you're going to have people that understand how to complete the quest and they may pass that information on. A small group is best because you can have people that can give hints, but they are trusted and they know they're not meant to give away too much. The bigger the group, you might have someone tell one part of the quest, another person tell another part of the quest, and then another person, and eventually you've got the whole story. So if you've only got 2 or 3 people that know anything, that's the best way to so tip number 3 is keep the team small. Tip number 4, I would have to say, is make sure you've got it all written down so you can review it over and over and over again. If you know your story and your quest back to front, you can be a part of that quest and drive the story. So a lot of people will avoid doing their own quest because they know the outcome, but it's also a good way to sort of steer people in the wrong direction, so they have to make sure that they correct it, or you can steer them in the right direction if they're way off course. So if you have everything written down and you know everything and you've memorized it, it's a big part in sort of keeping control of the quest. So I'd say tip number 4, write things down. And tip number 5 is definitely offer rewards. If you don't offer any sort of reward, people aren't going to do your quest. So at Periphery, we've come up with a very unique way to reward people with certain quests. And I'm not going to tell you what that is because we sort of want to keep that close to the heart, but we've got our own unique ways to sort of make people go, oh, hell yeah, I'm doing that, because there's a chance I could receive this or learn this, and it gives you advantages in game as well with a lot of our quests. So yeah, it's definitely a big part of a quest is the reward. Obviously, when you do World of Warcraft quests, things like that, you've got an offer for 5 copper to kill 2 pigs, or you've got an offer for 1 silver to kill 2 undead players, who knows. But the reward's what's going to drive you. So if you don't have that reward system set up, your quest's going to flop. And you may get the 1 or 2 nerds that want to complete every quest and get 100% in the game so they can tick that achievement off. But for the most part, people are just going to avoid your quest. So rewards are key. That's tip number 5. So they're just a basic 5 tips that I have when I'm creating a quest or coming up with ideas, how to maintain it, how to control it, and definitely offer a good reward for the amount of work that you're going to have to put in. So don't give rewards away for easy, simple quests, but definitely if people have to put in hours of their day, they're going to want something out of it. So focus on that. If you are writing quests and you have trouble, remember you can always bring in that small team, get different ideas, bounce things around. Periphery has a great group of people that are working on our quests at the moment, so hopefully when we get up there everything runs smooth. If not, which is a big possibility because we do like to try and break things, play one Dungeons and Dragons game with any of the goats and you're going to see that nothing goes the way that you want it to go. So again, those are the 5 tips. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you in the next video.